Hi, my name is Bernadette Clement and I'm the Mayor of Cornwall. And welcome to episode 2 of Street Level. So this episode is all about biking in our community, how to stay safe, how to access bikes, and how to enjoy our beautiful waterfront trail and community. So enjoy your summer. Bienvenue à épisode numéro 2 de Street Level. Passez un bel été. Hello everybody, I am here with Tara Cannell, who is the Marina coordinator, and we have some new stuff going on this summer at the Marina, and I'd like to talk to Tara about that. So hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, good. So why are we standing in front of bikes here?
We are now renting out bikes at Marina 200.
Wow.
Trying to get the community more active, so
Okay.
trying to get them to come down and rent some bikes.
So let's talk about how that works. So what are the hours? What's the cost?
So the hours are from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can rent them for an hour and that is $10 with tax, and then you can rent it for 4 hours and that's $25, or there's also a full day which is 8 hours and that's $35 and taxes included with that price.
So let's talk about where this happens. We're standing in front of one of these fabulous sea cans that were decorated this summer as part of our sort of pop-up business program this summer. So where are we exactly at the Marina?
So we are just to the right of the building, right behind. That's where a pop-up shop is, where the bikes are located.
And how are we working with COVID-19? Are there protocols?
Yes, so
And
definitely
how does it work?
social distancing. We clean all our bikes after and before use.
Great. And so are these new bikes?
They're brand new. We have 6 new awesome bikes. We have 2 hybrids and 4 mountain bikes that we offer, and we also offer helmets for everybody to use also.
Has there been any kind of activity, like maybe date night?
Yes, there's been a lot of date nights. We've had a few couples actually come down from Ottawa to use our bikes. They do the nice bike path, they'll go to the Long Sault restaurants, and they'll do the causeway, and then we usually have people go up to Glen Walter and go to the Blue Anchor also.
Wow, so it's a whole waterfront trail.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And they'll also go downtown with the bikes. And we do provide locks for each bike, so if you want to go to one of the restaurants downtown, you're able to lock up the bike.
Okay, this sounds great. What's it been like at the Marina this summer? Good?
It's been good. It's been slow at the beginning because of the COVID restrictions, but we're starting to get back to somewhat normal. But it's been nice, it's been busy.
Thank you, Tara. So everybody needs to come down, rent bikes, and tell your friends, because there's a lot going on the waterfront this summer.
Yes.
In Cornwall and the region, so enjoy your summer.
Hello, I'm Denis Lalonde. I am GIS Application Specialist for the City of Cornwall here in the Municipal Works Department in the Infrastructure Planning section. Maybe I'll explain what GIS is. I like to explain it as a map-based digital filing cabinet. So if you used to be able to go to this filing cabinet, physically take the files out when you're looking for information, all that information is now in a database, has been digitized, scanned, and you can access that from the map. Kind of like how we use Google Maps. Everyone uses Google Maps. In a new city, we are looking for a restaurant. It knows your location. It'll search by a radius. It'll give you a listing of those restaurants near you. But where that kind of filing cabinet data comes from, which is kind of neat, it attaches it to that. So that's when you can drill down to those restaurants and get the hours of operation, the contact name, website, and everything else that you want to attach to those locations. So when you think of it, or you look at it from a municipal kind of point of view, everything a municipality deals with has a location. So that's where kind of the map and GIS and location intelligence comes into play. So everything from address points to the building itself, to property lines, my own department, water, sewer, roads, transportation networks, everything, sidewalks, everything has a location, so that to access that information through the map only makes sense. A lot of what I do here, I'm based in municipal works, and as I mentioned, the infrastructure planning, and a lot of what we do is asset management of our water, sewer, and transportation networks. So the GIS allows us to know not only where it is, so we know where all our roads are, our water mains, our sewers. We know what they are, so we know what kind of pavement is on a road. We know what kind of base is underneath that road. We know the sewers, when they were installed, the material type, same thing for water mains, and then all the ancillary stuff that goes along with it, water mains or hydrants, water valves, sidewalks, curbs, and all that, everything involved. So when the asset management, there's the important part that comes along is the condition of all these assets. So if you think of the roads, we know the condition of all the roads. Everything has a grading. So we know where all the worst roads are. And whereas years past, we might have paved on a worst first basis, but now we kind of look at what's underneath, kind of look at it through a location kind of view to relate all that information that's underneath of the road. So we might want to rehabilitate the water main, fix the sewer before paving that road. It's kind of a fun part of GIS is bringing all that data together and better manage really everything. As a child, I grew up with road maps on my wall, so it's kind of fitting that this is still what I'm doing lately. A lot of it, so as much as interactive parts there are to my job with the database and the interactive maps and everything, the end result is still the map. So I'm still enjoying making those maps. Data that we get that comes into me is a mess. So you have to manipulate kind of that data and get it to a format that'll work with the location you're trying to tie it to. On our website, cornwall.ca/maps, we have a bunch of maps. There's some interactive ones, and of course there's some static ones. The static ones would be, a lot of them show up in council reports and other tender reports, other reports, and of course as social media detour maps, kind of stuff like that. And there's also a bunch of interactive maps, which is all based on data we use internally here. We kind of take some of that data and make it available to the public, things that could be useful. And now which one is the most interesting? I like them all, they're all there. Probably the one that's most fun to play with would be the historical kind of aspect map. So we have, there's a 1929 air photo that we overlaid on top of our recent imagery, where you can kind of slide and see what's changed over the city. And we know our city have changed a lot, especially the waterfront. You can see a lot of people may not know that the Civic Complex is situated actually where the St. Lawrence River used to be. So that's all been filled in, and the complex has been built over top of that. So that's kind of neat. And then there's other air photo maps. We have a 1942, 1957, 1972, 1977 air photographs. You can kind of play with those and see how the city's been changing over the course of years. Cycling maps or recreational path maps, there's a few on our website. It acts like a Google Maps. You can follow your location as you cycle along. And what you might not know about about the bike path now is, well, I think everyone knows about the waterfront trail portion of it, but you can also do like an entire loop around the city. And if you look at the map on the website, you'll notice that. So that's an entire day of cycling around the city that is possible.
Hey everyone, Kevin here.
And Amy.
We're from Cornwall Tourism, and if you can't tell, we're here on one of the best cycling trails in Ontario, the Waterfront Trail right here in Cornwall. We're here to talk to you about cycling. It's a big thing for us this year with COVID and everything going on. There's an increased interest in outdoor adventure and outdoor experiences, and we're really lucky here, Amy, in Cornwall, to have some awesome cycling options.
Yeah, we definitely are. We actually have, well, what we were told is one of the nicest sections of the Waterfront Trail, and I think a big part of that plays into that we have over 40 kilometers of basically traffic-free waterfront paved recreation trail that people can travel from, let's say, Grace Creek all the way up to Upper Canada Village. So it's a really great experience for people and nice and safe to travel as well.
Talking about cyclists, we just had one fly right by us there. But you're right, yeah, we're fortunate here that we have such a long stretch of bicycle path that's totally connected right by the water for the most part. Access is amazing, so it's great for families, seniors, even like serious cyclists or newcomers. It's perfect for anyone really. So, and people, you might see us out on the trails. Actually, our student this year is spending most of her time out on a bicycle. Why don't you tell them about that, Amy?
She's our mobile tourism ambassador, and her name's Olivia, and she's out cycling the waterfront trail pretty much all week and weekend. She's got information on her, so if you're looking for more things to do or other ways to enjoy the beautiful city, then Olivia's a great resource for you. Some of the things that she might hand out is we have a waterfront trail map that kind of highlights a few things that you can do along the trail. And she also has one of our newest resources, the Cycling Adventure Club map. That's something that we did in partnership with SD&G Tourism. And there's about over 20 trails, I would say, on that map. And again, highlighting things you can see and do along the way. Some of the routes are 20 kilometers all the way up to 70 kilometers. So again, something for everybody, from a beginner cyclist all the way up to a very seasoned cyclist.
Yeah, and we should mention to the viewers that anyone who wants a map, Olivia has them, or they can visit our office at the Civic Complex to pick yours up, or it's also online, cornwalltourism.com. I'm only stopping to show also that we got some new signage along the waterfront trail. It was just installed last week, actually, and this is to basically, the benchell is 0.0. It's to help locals and visitors know where they are on the trail and how close they are to the next landmark. So there's 4 or 5 that you'll see between Grace Creek and the Power Dam. And it's great for, especially for visitors, Amy, who might not know the area as well as locals. If they're out cycling, they'll know just at a quick glance what's ahead, what's to come. So it's all about encouraging people to use the trail even more. This year, the buzzword in tourism is staycation, so we've been really focusing on that. Everything we're mentioning, obviously, locals are welcome to come out and enjoy the trails, but we are also talking to visitors as well. We've also lined up a few different promotions and programs, and one that we're really excited about is a cycle and stay package. Again, it's geared towards visitors coming from out of town who might want to make a cycling trip into an overnight stay in Cornwall. But I mean, even locals could take part in it too. If you're there, if you're one of those people that has a real big appetite right now to support local, it's a great way to do that.
Yeah, so anyone looking to, have a change of scenery, we have clean, safe, welcoming hotels. And particularly with the Best Western and the Ramada, we have the Cycle and Stay package. $139 gives you your overnight stay. $40 worth of dining experience, and then you have the beautiful waterfront trail that you can cycle. And actually, Kevin, why don't you tell them about one of our award-winning hotels that cyclists might enjoy visiting?
Yeah, that's another thing. We have another kind of feather in our hat for cycling in Cornwall that came just this year, Chesley's Inn downtown on First Street. It was named Eastern Ontario's best bicycle-friendly business. So that's a huge deal when you think about it, that we can actually say that Cornwall's home to one of the best bike-friendly businesses in Eastern Ontario, and the owner, the innkeeper there, Robert Prowse, does a great job. Actually, cycle tourists make up a big part of his business. I know this past week it was one day where he was full, so they're coming back. It's been a tough year, obviously, for accommodations and for tourism, but I think, like we've talked about, Amy, often, that cycling is an activity that's perfectly well suited for the times we're in right now. So we've got awesome trails, we've got awesome accommodations. It's all, even the waterfront trails, a block from our downtown with all the great restaurants and shops. To close this out, we would definitely want to encourage anyone, locals or visitors watching this, come out, give it a try. You've seen us walking on it. We're showing you a small bit of it here, but there's literally 30, 40 plus kilometers to explore and enjoy. So what do you think,
And you
Amy?
can start your whole adventure at the Civic Complex, where we offer free parking to cyclists, so your car can be in a safe place. You don't have to worry, and then you're able to go off and enjoy the trail. And again, it's just minutes from our downtown, where you can shop and dine and check out some of the history and culture that the city has to offer.
We have all kinds of info on our website. Anyone that's looking for more information, whether it's maps, any resources you need, you can find it all on our website, cornwalltourism.com, or check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're always trying to share the good word, so hope to see you soon in Cornwall.
Explore Cornwall, ON.
I'm Daryl Blakely. I'm a detective with the Cornwall Police Service, and part of my role is also being assigned to the bicycle unit. A common complaint we get is that cyclists don't follow the rules of the road. And most cyclists don't realize they're just like a car and have to follow the same rules as a car. They have to stop for red lights, stop for stop signs, and show their signals. So if you're going to turn or change lanes, you need to be able to signal your intention, which allows drivers and motorists to know what you're going to do. Hand signals, as per the Highway Traffic Act, if you're going to be turning right, you put your left arm, straight up, as I'm doing right now. If you're going to turn left, you basically point to the left. If you're going to stop, you put your arm down and make a stop hand. This shows motorists your intention if you're slowing down, stopping, or turning, changing lanes. I'm a big advocate of helmets. Helmets do save lives when they're worn properly. So in order to wear a helmet properly, and what we're going to look for is that it's got some safety standard stickers approved on the inside of the helmet. You have an adjustable tension for your head. So what this is designed to do is to sit on my head, and I can adjust the tension at the back of the helmet to make it tighter or looser. My helmet should not wiggle without the strap on. The strap should be properly adjusted underneath your chin to keep your helmet on and in place so that if you do fall, it stays on your head. Lights are very important because you want to be seen when you're riding, especially during darker times, cloudy days, nighttime, evening. So you want a front light that's white, and you want a rear light that's red. Also, think about wearing brighter colored clothing that draw attention to you so motorists see you. Another key piece of equipment to have is a bell or a horn. Having a bell or a horn allows you to ring it or honk the horn whenever you're approaching people so they know you're there. This way here you're not startling them at the last minute. The roads in Cornwall and the counties are so amazing to ride on. The city's done a very good job at installing cycling infrastructure, being bicycle lanes. Now we got to get people using them properly. Bike lanes, another issue we have with them is people are riding the wrong direction in them. If you're on the right-hand side of the road, and you should be going the same direction of traffic on that side of the road. For young kids that are 12 and under, you're going to be riding on a sidewalk, and you might have parents with you. So it's important to yield to pedestrians on sidewalks, and same with the bicycle and recreation paths. Pedestrians have as much right to be there as you do. You're the bigger vehicle. Slow down, give them space. Come to a stop if you need to let them go by. One other thing that you should consider whenever you are biking on the road is getting the attention of the drivers around you. Make sure they know your intention, because if they look at you, they see you, and you clearly signal what direction, what your intention is, they're gonna know what you're doing. You're less likely to get hit by a vehicle. We don't want you to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt. Keep your safety in mind at all times.
Whoa! Oh man.
Hi, my name is Emma Meldrum. I'm the City of Cornwall's Public Information Coordinator. I'm here with Dan Drouin, who is a City of Cornwall employee, but who today is here in his capacity as track operator and president of the Cornwall BMX Club. Hi, Dan.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm really good. I'm glad to be here at the track. Can you tell us a little bit about the background behind how this track ended up here and what you did to make it happen?
Sure. Yeah, we started off as a club back in 2012. And basically we were riding to Ottawa, we were riding to Kingston and Toronto, doing a lot of trips around there, and it became a bit of an inconvenience. So we said, why don't we build a track in Cornwall? And lo and behold, 7-8 years later, here we are. The track started in 2017. That was our first year actually getting things going and stuff like that. But this was basically just a huge blank field, a blank canvas for us to work with, and here we are now.
So we're in Gayno Park, which is a City of Cornwall park. Can you tell us a little bit about the partnership that evolved to basically allow you to have the track here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the great benefits to our club has been the cooperation and the support from the city itself. Whether it be the city leasing us the land and giving us the opportunity to do this. So a huge thanks to council. Council and the mayor for allowing us to do this in the first place.
I think it's also a lot of work from the looks of things. I think you put a lot of hours into this. What drives you?
Passion, a lot of passion. Again, and it's not just myself. We have tons of volunteers. We've got a really strong group of volunteers who come out regularly whether it's doing track maintenance or it's running our events or just helping other kids learning how to ride, or whether it's tying some kid's shoe who's here and doesn't know what they're doing, you know. So all of our volunteers and all the parents really step up and help us getting things going in here, so it's nice.
Do you ride at all, or is it mostly your son who does?
Mostly my son now. I used to ride. I had a short career in mountain biking, and it translates fairly well to BMX, but myself, I've kind of taken a step back with all my roles as the track operator and stuff like that. Things tend to get a little hectic for me to run around, do the racing, and then organize the race as well and all that kind of stuff. So.
How difficult is it to get started? Who should be trying? Is there an age range that you like to keep it to?
No, that's the beauty of this sport. It's basically one of the only sports where the toddlers and the grandparents and everyone in between can come to the same event on the same day and participate in the same race. So we have participants who are 2 and under. Those will be the kids who are on the balance bikes, the little striders that don't have the pedals, they just sit and run. So we have them do the half track. And then we have age groups going all the way up to 65 and over.
Has the Cornwall BMX Track generated any pros yet, or are we still working on it?
We're still working on it right
Okay.
now. We've got one who's borderline. He's getting close. He was supposed to go to the World Championships this year, Sam Drouin.
My name is Sam. I'm a 14-year-old expert, and I ride for the team Hyper Body Armor. I ride BMX because I find it very enjoyable, and I like going fast on my bike. And I like jumping and manualing and pumping and stuff on the BMX track. The advice I would give to a new rider that's never ridden the track before is to don't be nervous, because that can actually get you more psyched up about yourself, and you could potentially crash because you're shaking a lot or whatever. I've spent 8 years worth of my life BMX racing, and in total I probably raced about twice a week during only the summers though. Having a track in Cornwall is very convenient because we used to have to drive to Ottawa, which was the closest track to Cornwall, and it was a very long drive.
I know COVID-19 has changed a lot of things for a lot of people. Has it affected who can race, or how many people can race, or what kind of events you're able to put on this year?
Yes, at first it was a struggle for us because we weren't sure exactly how we were going to be able to handle putting together a race, because typically we have 75 competitors and we're only permitted to have 100 people on site. So 75 competitors and parents and spectators, it kind of makes things a bit of a challenge. So what we've decided to do is for this season now, we're doing block racing. So we have everybody register. We're not turning anybody away, but basically we're going to split them up into groups. So we'll have one group in the morning, another group in the afternoon, so that we don't basically break that 100-person rule on the site. One thing I'd like to mention that I forgot to mention is that whoever wants to come try it out is more than welcome to come and do it for free. It's basically the first time you show up, as long as you have a helmet, preferably full face, especially because of the COVID, that kind of works as an extra little barrier there. But you show up with your helmet and a bicycle, as long as if there's any pegs or kickstands, we remove those, and then we're able to sign you up basically on our website through online registration. You get a temporary one-day pass, and you can come down and participate in any of our races or practices at no cost for the first time. And it's super fun. We have people here to teach and encourage the kids to keep them going on the track. So
I really like how accessible the sport appears to be. We'll see how much I feel that way after I've tried it. But I think too you guys have spent a lot of time building up the infrastructure. So I wonder if maybe you can talk about that, about how this has changed the track from this year to last year.
Yes, this year has been a really big year for improvements, and we're really, really happy. These are improvements that we've had in the works for about 3 years now. There are things that we've been working hard to get done, and this was our year. So kind of COVID was a bit of a blessing in disguise that allowed us to get a lot of the stuff we wanted to get done this year. So namely, one of the first is our starting hill. We can see it's nicely paved. We've got the beautiful Rotary logo on there. We also paved our finish line. Thanks to Spooner Paving, they helped us out a lot with that. Then we had Cleanall and Claremont Rosa. They came in and helped us out putting in drainage across the entire track. So now when there's any large rainfalls or anything like that, there's no more water accumulating on the track. It all drains down away. They also helped us with our corners. Last year the corners were only about, they were about 4 feet lower than they are now. So now they're 4 feet higher, they're much larger, basically in preparation for us to pave them hopefully someday. Oh, and our sea can, of course, our shipping container, we got that painted this year. It looks really good. So we've come a long way from just basically piles of dirt, and so we hope to continue improving on the track, and every year we just want to keep building and building on it, and hopefully this will be a world-class BMX training facility someday.
I think it's gotten a lot of recognition already for how good it is and how much people enjoy it. If you could make your pitch to anyone in Cornwall who hasn't tried yet or who's thinking about it and hasn't done it yet, what would you say are some of the reasons that they would want to consider BMX?
Well, for one, it's probably one of the most inexpensive organized sports out there. Most people already own a bicycle, and the family environment. So our volunteers, all the families who participate in this are really passionate about the sport, and they all love it. So there's a lot of competition on the track, but one of the things we notice as soon as they get off of the track, the competition ends. The kids all give themselves fist bumps. Not so much right now because of COVID. Maybe it's an elbow bump or something. But even if it's a kid, a competitor, if they have a flat tire or something like that, another parent will step up and fix their tire for them because they just want the kids out there racing. So it's the camaraderie, the sport, the family. So that's basically what drives us and our passion.
It sounds like all good things. I hope more people take the time to discover you guys after watching this. If they want to find out more, where should they go?
They can check out our Facebook page. That's probably our primary method of communication to most people. But if you're not on Facebook, we also have our website at cornwallbmx.ca. Or you can just Google Cornwall BMX Club and you'll find a lot of information. We should be some of the top hits on there. So.
Awesome. There you have it. Thank you so much, Dan.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, and thanks for coming by.
Hey everyone, this is Kevin Lajoie and my colleague Amy Mallion from Cornwall Tourism. We got Emma here with us too. You've heard all about the track, so now it's time to give it a go. We're all going to give it our first spin here, so hopefully we can pull this off and survive. Good luck, guys. Whoa! Oh man.
Hello everyone, thank you for watching episode 2 of Street Level, all about biking. We'd love your feedback. So I'm gonna send you to cornwall.ca. Send us an email at feedback@cornwall.ca. Let us know what you think of our waterfront trail, what you enjoy most. Biking was really, really big this summer, so let us know how you enjoyed your summer. Merci.